Welcome back to the show. I'm Liz, your host, and I told you we had somebody special coming in, and he's here. This is Chris Lambert, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning, Liz. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for waking up super early.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, it's really good to see you. I've known you for years, but I haven't seen you for a couple either.
Yeah, I've seen Tom around.
Oh, you have?
At the dog park. So.
Oh, okay. That's my silver-haired Hubbins. You can't miss him running around. So the reason why I wanted to bring you on was, number one, to bring light to what you're doing here in the community. But I want to throw down your positive energy. I tell you what, I've never met anybody that is so inspirational. And you like to share your inspiration on social media. You're very vocal, which is beautiful because you're not out there to spew hatred. You're not out there to get people riled up. You don't want to start anything. And you're the only person whose feed I can go into and just see positive responses because nobody has anything bad to say about what you're saying. There's no way absolutely to do that. So what gives you this amazing drive and positivity? No matter what's going on around us, we have such a tumultuous existence in our country right now, but you're always looking at the light.
I think a lot of it has to do with my roots.
Yeah.
Growing up in southern Appalachia. Southeastern Tennessee. I think a lot of it has to do with growing up in an environment where there's just a lot of different classes of people from lower, middle, and upper class. And I think being friends with and growing up and being friends with all of those classes of people is a big part of that. Understanding, there's a saying, you have to walk in someone's shoes a mile to understand. My thought is more, you can't really walk a mile in someone's shoes because you'll be a mile away and you'll have their shoes. So,
I like that.
Yeah, it's a great song, Kings of Leon, by the way. It's that kind of mentality, I guess, is kind of how I look at things. Everybody has different things they go through. Everything's relevant as well. You've got to understand that. So I guess the positive influences, being surrounded and seeing a lot of negativity growing up, you want to be that one thing that's different. We're surrounded by, things on media, negative. I don't need to go in detail, it's another subject, but we're surrounded by negativity to some extent that it's nice to not have that sometimes. It's nice to have that break. We're surrounded by it to the point to where we could, go grab it anytime we want. Right. So I just want to throw something out there. It's a little bit different. It's going to be positive, and it's for everyone too. The demographic of what I'm trying to do is for everyone, and it's for people that want to go do it, and it's also for people that just can't.
I just think that your attitude is what's going to bleed over to people once they get an idea as to what you're doing now. And I think that you're going to spread like wildfire with your positive energy and what you're doing, because what you're doing, we're going to get to that now, is bringing to light not only the beauty, but the essence of where we live out here in the Vail Valley. And I'm not sure if you go further than that, but I know that you are, to start off, your background is as a cameraman. You have been a photographer for how long?
Started actually my senior year in high school. I was kind of pulled from, I worked Friday night and Saturday nights at a shop at Home Network. So I was able to, sneak in there and run that camera that night. A guy that was the director was actually a friend of mine in high school. Yeah, he was a couple years older, he's already graduated. Asked me if I'd go on camera, and that's kind of how it started. So it actually started in high school. Okay. Trickled through college and past college through the 90s.
And I just think that what you've done is amazing. We're looking right now at the screen. That was you, but these are some images that you were capturing from your drone.
Yeah.
And now the amazing thing is, if y'all are looking at this, you would think this is somebody that has been doing this for a lifetime. This is brand new to you. You got your drone within a year, I believe.
Yeah, I guess I picked up my first drone a little over a year ago.
Yeah. Well, I have to say that the things that you do with it are absolutely magical. You capture not only the beauty, but the feeling of the beauty. I mean, look at this. I just feel like I want to be with that guy right now.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of what I'm trying to do is the people that either want to come here and go on adventures, or even the people that can't for whatever reason, health issues, whatever. I want to give them what I feel when I'm here.
Right.
I picked this area when I left the music industry.
Okay.
I picked this area out of anywhere in the world.
Wow.
So,
you handpicked out.
I had the opportunity. This is my chance. Go where I want to go. Of course, snowboarding, working for Vail as an instructor for 7 years.
Okay.
That was huge. And then working as a kayak instructor on the river for Corey and Sean Glacken at Alpine Quest Sports.
That might be how I met you. Didn't you take us on a raft ride?
More than likely, I took you on an adventure on the river. That's pretty much what I was known for the first several years I was here.
Right.
You know, playing around in the GoPro games, competing in the GoPro games, kayaking. And working at Alpine Quest Sports was a big part of me meeting people here.
Okay.
Because I was teaching people how to paddleboard. I was selling them their paddleboards. I was teaching people how to kayak and selling them their kayaks. Mike Duffy, which you know that does the Avalanche.
Yes.
Mike and I and Forrest Knapp, we were doing the row classes over at Avon Rec Center and meeting the community that way through either teaching their children or teaching them how to get out on the river was a big part of me being in the community, I believe.
Well, I guess what I am really discovering, and I've known you for a while, but you've done so many things here that are in touch with the people. It's not like you just worked in a little hole or a cubicle. You actually have always been hands-on. You've always been learning about everybody here in the Valley. So that's what has connected you so much to everybody, which is amazing, which brings us to what you're doing today. Oh my goodness, you have your own YouTube channel now. This is what I was talking about earlier. You can parlay yourself. You started off just doing skiing and little things, and then you got a job at Alpine Quest, and then you started branching out, and then sometimes accidentally you can fall into a job, and then all of a sudden another door opens and your passions emerge.
Success is opportunity and luck when they cross paths. And
and
if you don't grab it, it passes you by like a ship on an island.
I agree.
So you've got to, you can't make it happen necessarily. You could hope for it to happen and you could put the energy out there. You just can't expect it to.
You have to take the steps
yourself
to get out there. And I know a lot of people feel stuck. A lot of people, I know with the pandemic, a lot of people did find their own way because they weren't working and they reinvented themselves.
Yeah.
And that to me is remarkable, and it's a little bit of magic.
It's beautiful.
It really is. So you're living proof that you can take that step even though you're a little bit scared. I also am that person because I've lived like you. I'm just a little older, so I've done even a little bit more stuff. But now let's find out all about what you're doing with your drone and the YouTube channel so everybody can get super excited and tune in.
Okay, so what I've started here is I've started a channel called the Colorado Adventure Channel. It's for everybody. It's for whether you're coming out here visiting, or if you can't for whatever reason, like I said, this is for the experience. This is for everyone. But I've went through a lot, getting your drone certification, your licenses, your applying for permits to go to national parks and BLM land is a big deal. It's a process. I tend to lean, because of my background being in the music industry with licensing and publishing.
Yes.
Huge deal in music.
Right.
I know that, having those things are super important, even if they're not pressing the issues and pushing the laws like right now. The thing is later on, if they want to pull that up, they can. So getting your trust license, if you want to be a drone pilot, just recreational, is huge. It's the law. And if you have a drone that's a certain weight, like over 250 grams, you have to get it registered with the FAA.
Oh.
It's easy to do. You go to the FAA website. It's easy. I mean, you type in a Google search, you can find anything. It's not hard to do. If you have any questions, coloradoadventurechannel@gmail.com, email me. I'll help you.
For sure.
But it's really important to get those certifications and license before you do anything, before you even go out and fly your drone for the first time. Like I said, it's the law. It's a 107 certification license that I've got to be a commercial pilot.
So that's interesting. You don't have to learn how to fly a plane, but it is a certain type of license that's very similar.
It's part of an actual pilot's license exam is the 107 section. Yeah.
That's incredible. So maybe one day we'll see Chris Lambert, the pilot. You never know with you.
I'll stay on the ground and fly the drones.
Okay, well, let me ask you something, because there's a lot of people that are into photography and camera work.
Yeah.
If they wanted to start off with a drone, this is something that's an entirely different entity.
Getting huge. It's getting huge.
It really
the market's
is.
getting big.
Our cameraman Ben just got a drone, and he's also has a similar background to you. And he showed me some of the footage that he's been taking, and it's
amazing,
remarkable. The aerial views that you can get of the beauty that we are surrounded by are none to compare to when you're on the ground.
It's something that would have cost tens of thousands of dollars to do on a helicopter.
Right.
Just 10, 12 years ago.
Right, or like, people holding up the giant booms and they're like flying.
Yeah.
But this is something that's remarkable, and this is something that really not for everybody, but anybody can at least try. But the licensing is the most important.
It's huge. It's a big deal. Now, it hasn't been enforced like the last several years, but it is real. They're really getting a lot strict with it now because, like with any new law or whatever, they give that leeway point of, we understand you haven't heard about it yet, you don't know about it yet. But now it's getting to the point where, like, you all know.
Right, and nobody wants to just skim over something like that, because you can end up really successful and then that can get all taken away by one little law that you didn't.
Yeah.
Now, what about when you want to add music to the background of your thing, since you're in the music industry, and I know about,
licensing and publishing has been a part of my life. Working with huge companies like Sony, Warner Chappell, in the music industry, being in the courtrooms and seeing these things actually go down. It's really important that you really do the proper thing. So I tend to use a company called Epidemic Sound. That way, when it's a monthly fee, you get great music by them.
Oh, nice.
That is a great website. It is the best. So if you want to do, the proper way, do it without getting in trouble. Right. Epidemic Sound. They got tons of music for your feelings, for your vibe, for your mood, and it's good music. Or you could do like what I do as well. Sometimes I'll pick up the acoustic like I did on one of my videos.
Right. Oh.
And I'll just play the whole thing myself.
My God.
And I don't have to worry about anything because I did that.
See, I think that's remarkable, because ASCAP and BMI will be on your butt if you definitely don't heed that rule.
Yeah, that's huge. It's
and there's plenty, like you said, there's plenty of music out there that you can do, and if you want to create your own, it's also wonderful. I can't believe that our interview has already sped by so fast.
It's been a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to see you, Liz.
No, this is remarkable. Yeah. Everybody, you got to go check it out. Tell us everything right now.
Okay, so it's my name of my YouTube channel is the Colorado Adventure Channel. It's on YouTube. I've got a couple cool videos out already and a lot more to come, a lifetime's worth. My email is coloradoadventurechannel@gmail.com if you need to get a hold of me. If you need any drone work for your business, roof inspections, real estate, hit me up. I need the money. I'm a content creator. I make nothing. It's really cool to have everybody just come out and visit Colorado. But if you can't, just come visit my channel. Please hit like, subscribe to my channel. I need that. Like I said, I'm not making anything right now, so anything that you could do to support me is huge, and I appreciate it.
Well, the one thing that we want to do is support somebody super positive in our community, so we'll definitely get on that. Everybody, this is Chris Lambert, and he is going to just bring us magic on YouTube right here in our very own backyard. We'll be back with more TV8 right after this.